Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. My name's Chris Thalha, the Managing Director of the Take Me Group. Today I'm joined by James, one of our drivers from Leicestershire. We're just here to have a chat with James about the reasons why he's decided to come into taxi driving and also why he chose Take Me. So how long has it been now, James?
Since last September, so just over a year.
Just over a year?
Yeah, just over a year, yeah.
So obviously we knew each other for quite some time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
From the poker days.
Yeah.
And one day I think you just said to me, look, got some problems, what's available? And obviously we had the conversation. So what was going on? What made you decide that this might be the career path for you?
Well, like I said, about a year and a half ago to you now, I said, come across a couple of health issues. Had an issue with my foot, so unfortunately I had to have quite a big operation.
Yeah.
I lost half my foot. So for me, I've always been in management.
Yeah.
I've always in retail, hospitality, and leisure management. Always.
See, I know you'd work for pretty large organisations as well, didn't you?
And with them sort of jobs, it's very demanding. There's a lot of travelling around.
Yeah.
Even though I know I travel around in a car now, but there's a lot of getting out your car, going into stores, going into
Floor walking and that.
Yeah,
sort of stuff
exactly. Stock checking and stuff like that. So for me, I was spending about 2 or 3 years where I was just progressively getting worse with my feet. And I just I was looking at things I could do where I could just basically have a better health lifestyle basically going forward. And I just didn't know what I could do to earn the kind of money that I was on. And then I just had to basically think, right, you're not going to earn the money you was on. What can I do just to keep going? Get by, pay the bills, and look after my family. Yeah. So,
and I know that your hours were all over the place as well.
Well, when you're in a high management role, you're constantly on the go. You're constantly on call.
Yeah.
So that side of my life was affecting my health in general as well. So when I came across, and I was like, "What you did?" I didn't even know you was involved in all this. And we got talking, and you said, "Just give me a shout." And then I thought about it, and do you know what? I'll be honest with you. You're the guy. You're the reason I kind of moved over because I trusted you.
Okay.
I trusted you too. Yeah, I trusted what you were saying. Although I did give you a call on
literally the day before. I'm sure it was the day before you started with us. You went, "Am I doing the right thing?"
Yeah, literally, it's just, can I provide for my family?
Yeah.
And you're like, listen, you were honest with me. This is what you can earn. And then I worked it out, spoke to my partner, and I was like, well, if it's going to stop me losing my leg.
Well,
which is a bonus.
I mean, there's a benefit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, however, you could have got a blue badge.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I just had to make that decision, and I went for it. Yeah. And I started working with you. I trusted you. And then, do you know what? Ever since I've come on board, I'm not gonna lie, I've not been back in hospital.
Okay.
So my health is definitely improving. Just from having the ability to knock off when I want, come on when I want, work as hard as I want to earn the money I want to earn.
Just the flexibility that gives you.
Massive flexibility. Massive flexibility. My work-life balance is now at where I am very content.
Yeah.
I'm not earning the salaries I was on, but I knew that when I came into it, we still can pay the bills. And I still give my family a good lifestyle. So yeah.
So you're obviously enjoying it still because it's been over a year now. Yeah. In my mind, I thought, is it just a stopgap for him? Is he just giving it a go to see how things? And I wouldn't blame you for it. Seeing how things went. But
that's what my mum thought as well.
Oh yeah, but clearly it's worked out.
Yeah. Do you know what? Initially, it was like, can I get my health to a certain stage where I can potentially go back into management? And it does come into my head because I could walk back into the areas that I've been into. But like I say, I'm very content. I'm earning enough money. Yeah. So for me, it's. I've seen what it's like me going in hospital every 3 or 4 months with some sort of issue, and I just don't want that lifestyle again now. So yeah. So
well, I'm glad that we've managed to help you out with the
Yeah, amazing.
And obviously now you're with us for just over a year. So what is it that you're enjoying the most about it?
So obviously, when I've worked in people management, so. It's all the similar sort of skills. It's good communication, customer care. Yeah. I don't just sit in cars. I will always get out and introduce myself to customer. And
how important is that, do you think, though?
That's massive. It is massive, because when you get into the car, you break that barrier straight away, that icebreaker. If you go up to the door, some people just look in the car, they're a bit worried about who's going to pick them up. You go and introduce yourself, you tell them where you're from, and then as soon as they get in the car, you break that ice, you can have just a normal conversation. It doesn't have to be like forced, and some people don't want a conversation, and you got to know that. But you still introduce yourself, and it allows them to open up to you or speak to you.
Well, you kind of know, you get to know, don't you? Customer gets in the car, their head down on the phone, no conversation.
No.
You know, whereas we all know the question, being busy.
That's
it. You know, that's the start of a conversation.
Exactly. But for me, it is just that. It's always confirming where they're going. Confirming their name. Obviously, with the app, you get all that information anyway. So it's confirming all them details. And even if there's not another word said, you've done that. And then as soon as they get out, would you like a help getting out if there's anything? If they say, no, I'm fine, brilliant, have a nice day.
Sure. Well, we do a lot of patient transport, so a lot of elderly people.
Exactly.
So those people you do have to help.
Exactly.
And I think, you know, there are some drivers who go, well, that's not for me. My seat is here, and I don't want to get out of the car.
Exactly.
That sort of part of the job.
And I've heard that.
Yeah,
I've heard that from patients and customers. I've heard. I picked up a lady once, and she had a walker, and she said, oh, someone picked me up last week, not from our company, but someone picked me up last week, and they didn't even get out to help me with my walker and put it in the boot. And I'm thinking to myself, how can that person not have the empathy to see that? Well, it's crazy for me.
I mean, as you know, I was a driver a few years ago now, and I was usually think to myself, well, how would I feel if that was my grandparent, you know?
That's exactly
how I would treat my customers.
Exactly.
It's exactly the same as if I would want my family treated.
And that's exactly my ethos.
Yeah, you know, and let's be fair as well. Some of us got some nice cars.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't help somebody in with a walker or a wheelchair or bags of shopping, etc., they're scraping the back of your car.
Smashing
so actually, it feels like you're doing them a good service, but actually you're protecting your own vehicle as well at the same time. So. You know, and more often than not, you know, you help somebody, you may get a little tip here and there.
Yeah.
Helps towards the income.
That's nice. But do you know what? Even when there's some of the ladies and stuff, you take them on a short journey, they give me £2. Like, no, it's not. Honestly, love, it's all right. I'm here. But they insist, and I say, and the first thing I say, I put it towards the coffee.
Oh,
of course, I'm going to put it towards the coffee, and they're happy. And I know that there's a lot of customers there that will, when I pick them up again, oh, I'm so glad it's you. I'm so glad to see you. And when I hear that,
you know you've done a good job.
And it don't matter what level. It don't matter if I'm cleaning someone's toilet or I'm talking to like the president of the FA. It doesn't matter. You treat everybody the same, and it's them small responses that I take and I enjoy.
And you get, I'm assuming you get really good support from the Take Me family, because that's what we are. And we're a good close knit family. We all work together really well. So.
Well, I feel I can talk to you whenever I need to.
Of course.
Andy and Nathan at the dispatch.
Our dispatch team.
I think the key for them. Me and Andy talk all the time. I've never met Andy, but I think we have a really good relationship. And
Andy and Nathan are really good at building that rapport with drivers as well.
But even the other dispatch, anybody I speak to dispatch, I'm very polite. I speak to them. I don't bother them, but if I see I've got some downtime, I will message or ring and say, I've got some downtime. Is there any way you want me to go? Now, I think a lot of drivers probably just sit there. They're on the app and they think the app's going to... He's still got that level of communication. If you speak to him, and he loves hearing from me. And he'll just say, thanks for letting me know. Even though I probably think he knows where my car is, I want him to know that, listen, I'm ready. Whatever you want me to do. And I think the good thing with Andy and Eve, they know I'll never... If they need me to help them, I'll go anywhere for them.
I mean, I've had the conversations with them about many of our drivers, and I know you're one of the ones, names come up, ask you to go anywhere. You're pretty much, as a matter of the time, the day... or who it is, you'll be out there.
I don't like not being able to do a job. The only time I won't ever do a job is if I've got to be somewhere else for my family, with my kids. That is the only time. I'll always do my job. If they even want me to go out at night and do something for them, they need some driver. If I can do it, I'll do it for them. Weekends, anytime really. But I tend to try and stick to mornings and afternoons. But that's not me saying I can't do any other time.
Of course,
you need me.
Well, again, it's the whole flexibility about being self-employed that you're able to do that. And I know you're conscious enough to know, well, if I decline too many jobs, then maybe I won't get as many further down the line.
Exactly.
Back scratching and loyalty is it's a big part of our game.
I'm hoping they look at me and think, is top of the list for any good job that comes up as well, because I do that. And I think if I do that, I'm keeping myself in, like you just said, one of them names that pop up all the time.
Yeah.
I always want to be in someone's mouth, a name, because...
Well, we will reward loyalty, you know, and I'll give another example. I've looked at your numbers for the last 4 weeks, 98% acceptance rate. So you've only declined 2%. So why did you decline it? I'm joking.
I always got something to work on.
but, you know, 98% acceptance rate, that's really good.
Yeah,
you know, in your mind, why would you accept a £5 job over a £40 job? Why don't you not decline in the £5 jobs?
Because sometimes you have downtimes. I do a lot of account work. I get looked after, so that's good. I feel that. But you always get downtimes, and in them downtimes, there's no point just saying I'm not going to do a job because a £5 Tesco run for an old lady or something like that could then lead on to another job in that area from somewhere else. So always accept every job. I'm never going to turn down any job for them, because also it's helping the dispatch out with moving cars around in the right places and stuff. So
well, the other thing is as well, you know, Doris that you picked up from Tesco's, taking her home. Next week she might want to go to the airport. Yeah. So who's she going to call? She's going to call the company that's giving her the best service.
Exactly. And also, if customers are not waiting as long, they're always going to recommend our company to other people. Yeah. So then we just get more jobs, don't we? So
of course.
So you don't want to keep customers waiting around for too long. So if I'm ever in an area and a quick job needs doing, Andy will say, "Oh, can I just slip this job in for you?" Yeah, of course you can, mate.
I mean, there's a taxi phrase: if your wheels are not turning, you're not earning. So it really doesn't matter if it's a £5 job or a £40 job.
Of course it does.
If your wheels are turning, it shouldn't really matter how much it is that you're earning out.
Exactly. And if you do the smaller jobs, like I just said, your name's in the hat for them bigger jobs as well. So if you turn down, it's in any walk of life, isn't it? If you keep saying no to somebody, they're eventually not going to ask you. Yeah. So if you keep saying yes to somebody, then they're reliable.
Absolutely. So I mean, is it sort of the job that you would recommend to anybody else? I mean, with circumstances that you had maybe slightly different, but you know, a friend comes to you and says, "Listen, I'm out of work. I need to earn."
Somebody came to me with my similar situation, or they needed to slow their life down, or they needed something that they can be a little bit more flexible in their own life. Then I would recommend this all the time. I can count on one hand in a whole year the weeks that I've not quite made the money that I want to, but but then the week after you'll have an amazing week. So everything.
Well, I mean, on that point, you know, I look at the numbers every week. Yeah. You know, as I say, 98% acceptance rate, fantastic. But you're also, I would probably in the last 8 weeks, you've been the top earning driver in the whole of the area. Yeah. You know, and I think,
I work hard.
but you enjoy the job, and I think that makes a difference as well. So you know, you're earning the money, but at the same time you're enjoying it. No stress, or very little stress. You might get a bit of traffic, or you know, somebody may not come out on time.
I did learn very quick into this job. You can't
get stressed.
You can't get stressed on the roads. Yeah, you give yourself a heart attack in the car. You just got to let people do what they're doing.
Well, when I first started, used to get a bit stressed out, a bit of road rage maybe. Yeah. I get a phone call from Andy or Nathan. Have you just had a conversation with a member of the public? It's like, how do you know that? He said, well, the number's on the side of your car. So you learn to calm, and things not to stress you as much. You know, somebody pulling out in front of you, well, doesn't really make that much difference, does it, at the end of the day?
Yeah, I have noticed since being a taxi driver, other road users are not as tolerable to taxi drivers.
Buses especially.
Yeah, if that was in my own car, you'd never get people acting the way they do.
Absolutely.
Because you're a taxi, but then I do often, people look at me and I'm just very pleasant. I'm just like, apologise. But I don't not that I need to apologise. I just put my hand up and it calms people down. So, you learn quickly to not get too rage.
Well, the only person it will affect is you at the end of the day.
Exactly. So, but I also do think I get up really early. I don't mind starting at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning as well. I think that's a biggie as well, because I can do a couple of runs before the school runs. Yeah. So for me, like starting
that time of the morning, we've got a lot of patient transport in, appointments.
And I get similar runs every morning and stuff. And like Andy knows, if there's a booking that needs covering at 4 or 5 in the morning, all he has to do is ring me and let me know. Yeah. Just so I can get bed nice and early the next day, the day before. But so I think always being available for work as early as you can, it helps. I think that's if I don't start till a bit later, I think I've missed out on a few jobs.
Every now and again, you wouldn't mind a bit of a lie-in, but if you start at 11 o'clock, you think, actually, have I missed out on 150 quid maybe?
Yeah.
You know?
But always in my whole life, I've always woke up 5, 6 o'clock anyway.
Yeah.
Because when you work in high management,
it's that work ethic.
You're travelling around far anyway. You've got to be places for 9 o'clock anyway. So, yeah. So.
Well, I've got to say, there is another agenda that I've brought you in for today. So, being nice talking to you, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
But we've recently launched our driver gold standard. And that standard means that drivers are not rejecting as much work. They're polite. They cause no problems. And actually, you're the first person in Leicestershire that's going to be awarded.
Okay.
I'll get the little badge out for you. It's the Gold Driver Award. So it's a little pin badge that you'll get to put on your jumper.
Okay, amazing.
Customers hopefully will recognise that. They may ask you about why that is. You never know. You may get them asking for you in future for recommendations.
Well, they've got a gold driver now, they've got the best of the best.
The problem is you now have to keep the standard up.
That's cool. That should be all right. Oh, that's amazing.
And on top of that, then, for your vehicle, so customers can see it before they get in, you also get your Gold Driver little stickers as well to put on
okay, sorted. So if they don't believe me, I can show them once you give me these tickets.
No certificate.
No certificate. Okay, no worries. Oh, that's amazing. Oh,
congratulations.
Thank you very much, mate. Right. Cheers. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, that's James. I hope you've enjoyed his story. He's been with us now for just over a year, enjoying the company that he works for as Take Me. And we hope to see you for a few more years.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
James.
Cheers, mate.